ladies and gentlemen, my name is Arcane Static and welcome to another episode of Cooking for People as Lazy as Me. It's cold as balls right now, so I'm not gonna dress in the white shirt or whatever, cause it's too fucking cold. Here's what we're making today. Tofu spinach fried rice. Shall we get to the ingredients? Let's take a look at these. So we've got a bowl or so's worth of rice. You should have made it yesterday or so and put it in the refrigerator to cool. You'll have the block of firm tofu and the egg, because you'll need both of them. The firm tofu is what's going to be our protein source in this one, and the egg is because you can't really have fried rice without egg in it. You're going to need soy sauce and some sake. If you can't get sake, then do some other sort of grain alcohol. Should be fine. We've got a carrot, which we're going to cut up in dice, and a set, just a handful-ish of spinach leaves that you'll take the stems off of and just have the good leafy bit. You'll have the seasonings that you'll like to taste. You remember my trick for how to drain your tofu the quickest? That's to take the block of tofu, drain all the water out of it, wrap it up in some paper towels, and microwave it for 2 to 3 minutes. So let's do that real quick. So we've got our tofu, which we have microwaved so that we have sort of mostly drained it. So we'll take it from its wet paper towels. We'll get rid of all of this stuff. And from here, we'll just put it on a plate for now. Set this aside. Next up, you're going to want to prepare your carrot. Good enough. Carrot's prepared. This much-ish spinach. Let's wash all the dirt off of it and pull the stems off real quick. Gonna do it the lazy way. So that now they're kind of manageable sized pieces. They're gonna wilt when you cook them anyway. Just gonna go ahead and beat this thing up real quick. So what we want to do is we want to scramble the egg easy, as opposed to scrambled hard. Scrambling it easy just means to leave it wet. While it's still wet, turn our fire back down a little bit. We're going to take our tofu, and we're just going to kind of crumble it also into the pan. So we're going to cook this up until it's a little kind of bit crumbly-like it'll still be wet, but we want it to be like a crumbly kind of wet. Next up, you want to take a bowl and put some paper towels in it for now. And into that bowl, you're gonna put your, turn the fire off, you'll put your whole scramble bit. The paper towels are gonna help to soak up a little bit more of the moisture if the tofu is still super wet. Now we'll clean this up real quick. We're gonna set it to a low-medium this time. We'll drop just a little bit of oil in. So you're gonna get your rice. When I make rice, I like to wrap it up into these little portions with plastic wrap, so that it's easy to portion back out later if I want to have some curry or something with it. Separate the rice up. Let's add our tablespoon or so of soy sauce. Ooh, shit. And our tablespoon or so of just whatever sake is fine. You don't need very much. You don't technically need it. It just is better if you have it. So once you've got your rice all mixed up with that stuff, let's take our vegetables, and we'll start cutting them in as well. I also probably could have cut these carrots better, but I don't care. So you gotta kind of keep this stuff in motion, because it will burn thanks to the addition of the sugar in the soy sauce. Take our tofu egg mixture from before, and drop that shit right in. See, now the tofu egg mixture is going to add a little bit more moisture to the mix, which means that the rice will be easier to mix up inside of it. So, like, the tofu that's in there is almost as much, if not maybe the same amount, of mass as the actual rice, which means that you get a really good protein boost out of this, in addition to having the vitamin D from the spinach and the beta-carotene from the carrots. Plus, the carrots also give it a little bit of an extra crunchy texture, which is awesome. Salt, some pepper, and just like a dash or so of red pepper. Red pepper's stronger than I thought it was. Now we'll just cook this for like a couple minutes. And there we go. Alright, so it looks like it's about cooked up. Let's put this stuff on a plate. And presto. Not exactly the prettiest on the plate with all this stuff, but it's pretty good. The secret to this dish is to eat it the day that you make it or the day after. Tofu doesn't keep forever, which is a shame because it is also just delicious. Now, you can put like seasoned salt on it, like Lowry's seasoned salt. If you're from America, I don't know if you have that in Great Britain or wherever you are. While you are cooking it, and it gives it like that sort of more spicy, like western-y kind of flavor. But just with like salt, pepper, and red pepper, it has a good... It's hot. It has a good texture, it has a good flavor, and it's good for you. It's got carbohydrates for energy, it's got protein for rebuilding the muscles that you're definitely going to use, because you're going to use them, right? It's got the beta-carotene from the carrots, plus like, you know, the good vegetable sugars. And it's got the vitamin D from the spinach and the deep leafy greens, which you have to eat anyway. So, why not put them in another thing that's just as delicious? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, the like and subscribe buttons are down there waiting to give you big, wet, sloppy kisses. You can also follow my socials. There's the Facebook and Twitter that are down in the description box. And if you'd like to do so, you can throw some support my direction on Patreon. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time.